But the thing is, once you know the concept, whatever system if they give, if nothing is there in that, you can build your own logic. I mean, you can build your configuration. Okay. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes some what do you call lag is coming.
No, no, it's fine, sir.
Fine. No? Okay. Okay. So now architecture of the fusion. So I started the recording. Fine. So architecture of the fusion we already observed. So first I'll give the steps. Then I'll show those steps where we need to what do you call configure it. Okay. So the steps which we have is first we need to make it out enterprise establish
Okay.
name.
Yeah, you gave me other things, that mini project. Is that the same thing, right?
Yes, same thing. So
Uh-huh.
next is primarily ledger. Next is legal entity. So clarity is there, right? Voice. There is no problem, right? No.
A little bit gar sound, sir. Some.
Is it okay now?
Uh, can you talk so that I can identify?
It's fine now.
Yeah, now
Or
it's fine,
still
sir.
okay?
No,
Because
still it is coming. It is coming.
still it is coming, huh?
Yeah, that gar sound is coming.
Because this is like mic will be very near to my mouth. That is the reason. Okay, is
So
it
near to window, huh?
no near to my mouth because
Uh-huh.
I'm using earphones. So now
Okay.
it's fine, right? Because without earphones, what happening is my personal laptop. If I change
Hmm.
my direction, my head from left to right, so it is
Hmm.
not receiving that one. So that is what I'm
Okay.
using earphone now. It's okay, right now.
Yeah, yeah, now fine. Yeah.
So legal entity, ledger, and business unit, and inventory, sub inventory, and the locator. Okay. So now for creation of enterprise name, so I'm giving here. So we have something like prerequisites for each and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So that prerequisites I'm telling. So prerequisite creation of this org structure. So location address means where the company registered. Okay. So the location is the mandatory step before you proceeding for enterprise established name. So we'll show where it will be there. So come to Oracle Cloud, log in into the system, go to setup and maintenance. So if we are not able to find this particular task, you go to global search. So type directly enterprise establish. So no need to remember all those things. Enterprise, I think establishment. Enterprise. Okay, put enterprise only. So if you open that enterprise, define enterprise chart of accounts. Oh, yeah, define enterprise. Go to here. So manage enterprise HCM information is the task. What is the
Oh,
task name?
it's
Manage
come from
enterprise.
HCM.
Yes, it is HCM. Okay, so go there. So this is not, I mean, configured by us. So it is a part of HCM. But we have to know a little bit what is like how we are going to do and all. Okay. And here, this is the screen which we use to create the enterprise name. Where is the headquarters? What are the workday information? Okay, and what is the name of the company? And then how to generate the work order number, like if the employee join into the organization, how to generate the worker number and employee model. So here we have a two types of models, three tier and two tier. So three tier multiple employment terms, two tier single assignment. See, we have single assignment, multiple assignment. That will be again broadly classified into two types. Based on the two tier, again we have a two things like a single, multiple. Similarly, in the three tier, again we have a single assignment, multiple assignment. So that actually what is three tier, what is two tier? Even I have some idea, but I need to verify whether it is correct or not. So two tier means, see, in some companies, for example, if you go US, some companies will pay the money, the employment model, it is mainly used for payroll. When they are calculating the payroll for the employee, that time system will consider what is the employment model. Means for each person, so they are going to categorize this person belongs to this model, like that. I mean, so whatever model which we have defined in the client side, same model will be applicable for all. So this model main purpose is to generate the payroll. I mean, to calculate the payroll means salaries. Okay. If, for example, some companies they will pay hourly basis. Okay, some companies they will pay monthly basis. Some companies, even some of the companies, they will pay weekly basis as well. So that particular model we have to select here. So what is two tier and three tier is, uh, even I am also not sure. I'll tell later, please. Okay,
Okay.
just because if I give wrong, then it will be waste.
Okay.
I need to verify that. Okay. So there is something, but I did not remember that one. Okay, fine. So I'll give this one later. Then what else? That language and standard working hours. What is the working frequency? So all information we're going to mention here. Along with we have, there are a lot of things. Global payroll. These and all will be handled by the HCM. Okay. So here the system won't allow to create your own enterprise name. Only system will allow to update the existing one. So I earlier when I was trying for a job, they asked me, where are you creating the enterprise name? So I told manage enterprise CM. So again he
Mhm.
asked the question, system will allow to create new enterprise name? And that time because of ignorance, I said yes, we have a plus button. Using plus button, system will allow. Then he said no. So we have only here to update the thing. We don't have any new additions. We cannot add more than one corporate. I mean, license means client wise. That is what they are restricted. We need to update the enterprise name. Since license is selling based on the client. I mean, client name. So client is always one, right?
Yeah, right.
So that is what they are not given the option to create the plus button. Okay.
Okay, enterprise name we should update in a HCM field. Huh?
Yes, manage enterprise SCM information is the place where we'll
Okay.
update these things.
So it is for all the for every time or any time it's like that only.
No, it is one time only, one time entry.
Okay.
One
So
time
that it
entry.
will be done by company only. Yeah? I mean,
Yes,
by
yes, yes.
default it will come by license version. Huh?
No, no, no. See, license they will pay. I mean, they will buy through the license, and
Okay.
some default, some information is there. Enterprise vision. So this
Okay.
is from Oracle. It has came. This vision
Okay.
means Oracle one. So if you want to change, then we have to go to update. Then system will allow to modify the things.
No, no, what I meant to say, we can't create a new thing. It will be by default, it will be updated. Only, I mean, corrections we can do. We can't add the new one, right?
Exactly, exactly. So the device said no, there is no plus icon. There is
I mean,
no
I
plus.
can't add one more new also instead of
No,
vision is there now.
no, we can't
Hmm.
because there is no option at all. We don't have any plus option.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here location address. This location address means we have to create the manage location. From there, we can add this particular location address here. So that I'll show to you now. Okay. So here just we need to edit the information. System won't allow to create new enterprise name. Okay. Any question here? So
No,
this
no.
location address I will show. How to do is go to another page. So what is the task name? Manage locations. So manage locations is the task which is used by across all modules. HCM they will use, procurement use, and even sometimes project management, CRM, order management. So many people will be used. Now I'm quickly create the manage locations. So I'll show so that you will get some idea. That is the reason. Okay. Manage locations. Click on plus. So corporate address location we are creating now. It's not a mandatory, but corporate address it is minimum, right? Where it has
Yeah,
been headquartered, all those things. So
sure.
now I'm giving uh, okay WCD or WDC headquarters quarters. So code also I'll keep same and status is active, and this location they will use for inventories as well. So
Okay.
while discussing inventory, we'll see those things. So what is required here? This is required. So this format, whatever address format is there, it will change even based on the country. Suppose if I select Atlanta, I mean Atlanta Islands. See, the format has been changed.
Yeah.
Okay. So this and all, we are not doing anything. It is directly provided by the Oracle. So we need to select the country and then provide the information. So now I'll select same thing US. United. United States. Okay. Just provide some information wherever mandatory is there. Zip code. Okay. So even the geography also is a lookup. We need to enter if you have any another zip codes. We have a separate what do you call lookup is there. You have to go there and add the things. Okay. And the shipping location, if your headquarters have the feasibility to ship to site, means your headquarters is shipping something. If you have a, such a kind of scenario, you have to select as else, you have to select as no. And if it is no, system will ask what is the ship to location, because here it is mandatory. Okay, if it is no, then again system will ask what is the ship to location for this for this primary location address. So these and all we'll discuss while these already discussed, right? Build to site. What is the difference between
Yeah,
ship
yeah.
to site and build to site?
Yeah, it is similarly like bill to address and bill to location, right?
Correct. So ship to means the material they will send to that location. Bill to
Okay.
means they will send the bill.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And remaining will be belongs to some other modules. So we don't need to
Yeah.
worry about that. Just save. So what is that? WDC headquarters.
Now, this is something important question, right? Do you enter enterprise name? So we should say no. We can't add anyone, but still
That correct. It is
we can
important.
just edit or modify the
Existing
things.
one. So it is important because until unless if we go to system, then only people will come to
Correct.
know. Or else through theory, through Google, wherever you search, you will never get it.
That's true. That's the specialty of this LCM model.
Mm. So now go here, just refresh. Okay, we'll refresh once. Think we need to come out, I guess. Okay, let us see. WDC. See, okay. So
Okay.
like that, they will create and they will map here. After submit. Okay, that is the enterprise name. Next. So request was submitted means system will run some of the programs background, and that programs run once that particular program will be success, then this information has been stored successful into the database. Okay.
Yeah.
Now primary ledger. So what are the mandatory? So these things whatever I'm telling now, once you concentrate these things, once you practice little bit, then automatically will get a hands-on experience. At the same time, interview wise also we'll prepare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
So now prerequisites, what are the required here for ledger creation? Okay, ledger. Okay, we'll see in the system wise what it is there. So that so where we have to go? Go to home. Go to financial modules. Go to setup and maintenance. Go to setup and maintenance. Here financials, general ledger. Manage primary ledger is the task. When you open this, click on plus, system will show what prerequisites are required. Name of the ledger, chart of accounts, accounting calendar, and currency. Chart of accounts, accounting calendar, currency. So once these things are there in your hand, then you can create your ledger name. So we'll write it down. That will be something here. COA, chart of account, accounting calendar. Next, accounting currency. Accounting method is, it is by default will come. I mean, by default in the sense, accounting method says given by the Oracle. So from there, if you want to copy, you can make it out copy. So in this one, again, now, sorry. Now if I go to COA, okay, COA means chart of account. So for this, what and all mandatory we have. So how to create this? This has been created through KFF, key flex field. What and all which we have is manage value sets, value sets. Second, manage account structure, account structure. manage account structure instance, and fourth one is manage value set values. So using these four combination of tasks we are going to create the COA. Okay, so I'll show a little bit, but I won't show in detail. So where we have to see all those things, I'll show now. Now keep this one aside. So first, currency is very direct, accounting calendar is also very direct, and COA only we have a lot of steps. So now go here.
So a lot of steps means it is a list of values or
No. List of configuration steps. List
oh,
of steps. These and all.
okay.
Go to financials, general ledger, financial reporting structure, these things. Chart of account value sets, chart of account structure, chart of account structure instance, chart of account value set values. So what I given here? Chart of account. Here instead of account, it is a chart of account structure. Okay. So first in the value sets, what we are doing. So I mean, in the previous classes we have seen. So what is COA? COA is the combination of segments. Means segments in the sense like company. Okay. Second segment is natural account. Third one is cost center. Fourth one is something like project code. Okay, intercompany. So what they will do is each and this COA, I think I have shown. I'll show one more time. COA is the it is what you call each and every segment having some code. For example, you purchase something for India. Company is the India legal entity. So that India having some code. So what system will do when you are doing the purchasing through procurement? After that, we're posting, right? We're posting into the ledger, right? So that time, what
Yeah, right.
system will do is system will pull combination of code, I mean, combination of this code from the COA and then post into the ledger. For example, like this, if we have just example. So what if we are purchasing, for example, 1001 is the India or US legal entity. So what system will do when you are doing the any kind of transaction, system will pull this combination of code and system will post the financial information into the ledger. That is the COA structure. So how we are going to do is, if you want to bring the segments, first we need to define how many segments you have in your COA, how many segments you have. Example here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first we need to create the 5 value sets. Next, in the accounting structure, what we are doing, we are defining the structure name and we are defining the segments. How many segments again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So after defining the segments, each segment again we are connecting to the value sets. So each segment again we are connecting to the value set. After once accounting structure is done, then we are creating the instance for that account structure. After once this has been completed, whatever value sets which you define, for those value sets, I said right, we have a some 10 legal entities. Each legal entity having some codes. That code combination we are entering through value set values. So this is a way to define your COA. So I'll show in the system how to do that. Organization, sorry, financial reporting structure, where we are. Second, it has to be refreshed. Financials, general ledger, financial reporting structure, value sets. So when you open this, so what is the module? Module name is general ledger. So when you type that, when you search it,
In this, we have a lot of sub things to do.
correct. See, these are the value set codes. Okay. Suppose if I edit that, so how to define that value set code? We have to give the code name, description, module, and your definition. What is the maximum length of your code? And this information it is required. Value, validation data type, value data type, all those things I have already explained. So once if we see starting classes, you will come to know how to create these value sets. Okay. Now like that, how many value sets required? That has to be decided by the COA. In the COA, how many segments required? That many value sets we have to configure first. After configuration is done, then close this, I mean save the form, then go to chart of account structure. So here also, this is the KFF. KFF means this key flex field code. This completely system is creating the COA through KFF, key flex field code. Okay, click on search, select your account flex field, then go to manage structure, just search. So we have a number of flex fields. I mean flex field structure or account structure. So I'll take healthcare, click on edit. So here we can find the segments. This segment again they have link with the value sets. So where they will do, select this, go to edit, see default value set code. This is that is what we created starting time. This value set code they are going to add to the segment, and then the segment label. This is also important. So which segment label we are selecting for company, which segment label will select for natural account, which segment label will select for cost center. So cost center is cost center. Okay. So natural account. So what is the segment for natural account is natural account segment. And what is the company's primary balancing segment? For company account, we have to select the label as primary balancing segment. And in some companies, they will use even what is that? Natural account over local use, not local use. There are something intercompany segment. Intercompany means intercompany transfers. So we have
Okay.
under the BU two inventories are there. If you are transferring the goods from one inventory to another inventory, so the receiver, okay, the receiver has to pay the money, right? So for
Yeah,
that,
right.
the company transactions will be handled by the intercompany segment. So like that, we have a some lot of other segments as well. So whichever whatever segment which you are creating, that segment you have to know belongs to which segment label. So proportionately, you have to select that selected label here. Okay. So like that, how many segments you have, you can you can create that many segments. So once you are creating that segments, then your structure has been defined. So each segment where delimiter means separator. So company code hyphen, next natural account hyphen, car center hyphen, like that.
Mhm.
They are going to be display in the COA structure.
Some I think, sir, like true.
No, this has been covered, sir.
No. I mean to say, while seeing in the screens, I see, there's a lot of navigation.
Mm. So healthcare, if you go, click on search. So this is the structure instance they have created. So what they will do in the structure instance, when you go here, they will add the structure name. So once you add your structure name, system automatically pull all the segment values, segment code in the structure instance. After bringing that, whenever just if they want to display this segment code in the COA. Okay, what we need to do, we have to select this required option as checkbox. Suppose if I uncheck this one, suppose if I go and uncheck, so this COA, it won't appear in the accounting structure. I mean, this segment won't appear in the where it will display, but it is not required to give the value. Getting my point? See, when you check the checkbox, system must must and should it will ask to enter the code. If you are selecting only display, system won't ask. Even if we keep blank, there is no matter. System will create the accounting structure combination. So this is important. Somebody asked me, if I select required, what will happen? If I uncheck this required, what will happen? If if the required is unchecked, then system won't ask any code while creating any transactions. If it is
Okay.
checked, then only system will ask to enter some code. Okay. If you are, suppose if I uncheck displayed, then the segment code itself, it won't appear in the COA structure. Okay, so these are the options of checkboxes. Sometimes, I mean, see, during starting time, assume that they have created some 10 segments. So we got a requirement saying that you just remove some of the segments. So what they will do, system won't allow to delete the things here. So what we need
Just
to do is,
display it.
we need to uncheck the display.
Yeah.
Okay, so after once you are done your structure instance, then you have to deploy this key flex field into the database. So how to do? We need to use the deploy flex field because we are not done any modification. That is what the status is showing green, or else it will show something like other color.
Yeah.
Okay, once you deploy, this status will goes to green color. Okay, and after finishing that, next last step is, okay, last step is value set values. Whatever value sets you define, for those value sets, you can enter the values. So how to do? Just select your module, select your segments, and then one by one, you just select and add the values. For example, I want to add this one account scenario. Select it, click on manage values, enter. Using plus button, you can enter. Okay. So this is the COA creation. Okay. Now,
Maybe something interesting, more things.
interesting. Yeah? Next. So we told, right? So currency. So how to do define currency? Go to manage currency, enter the currency code. Using plus button, you can enter your currency code. This is a very straightforward. Next, accounting calendar. So accounting calendar based on your ledger. Ledger belongs to which BU or which inventory or which legal entity. According to that, you can create your accounting calendar. So name, frequency, monthly, and what is the format. So in uh,
One thing is, for example, by luckily if I get an interview and selected,
mm,
so what they're going to do? They'll send it to the site and they'll ask me to work on, right?
sir,
Mm.
after joining, they will
Mm.
give some buffer time.
Buffer
Okay,
time.
buffer at
Okay.
least some 10 days. See, so directly, sometimes if our luck is not good, directly
Mm.
after this one
Okay. I
preliminary
mean,
program will be there, right?
mm.
While joining boarding, I mean boarding will be there, right?
Yeah,
Boarding
right.
sessions. So once boarding sessions is over, by chance if you have a project, then they will push into the project. If not,
Mm-hmm.
they will give some time, say maybe 10 days or depends. So once after, again we have a two kind of jobs. One is implementation and support. I said right.
Mm, yeah,
So
right.
starting time better to go for support.
Okay.
Doesn't matter anything, not an issue. So even if they give the implementation also, they will give time, sir. Yeah,
Mm.
nobody will expect hurry, 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 hurry. We
Mm.
have a deadlines, we have a project plan, we have a team. Under the team, we have a lead, we have a senior consultant, technical. So everything will be structured. But if you get
Mm.
in middle, if you get any kind of struck, approach me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
there, right? I'll support some days.
Yeah, that's also that is important. Yeah. Not only this, if anything, if you get for my SCM other company also.
Definitely.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, sir.
No need to worry.
Mm, yeah.
So no need to boil our heads. So approach me. You try. And if still we're not getting, just approach me. I'll give some solution for that.
Yeah, sure.
So my end, whatever things are there for see these and all, it is required initial stages for the people who are showing real interest. See, I took actually so far, like I took previous batch in the that same what is that name of the institute? I forgot.
Somo.
No, institute name. No,
Okay.
PR
Pratima.
Pratima, right? So
Yeah.
Pratima, so starting time I have taken offline classes for 3 members. So three
Okay.
members, one person was behind me always. So he will bring questions, he will follow, I mean, he will bring the questions, he will ask, sir, if I struck something like that, how you are following, no? Same
Hmm.
way he was doing. That out of
Okay.
three, that guy has shown interest, he has got the job, and now he is in somewhere he said. So it is like earlier he was in consultancy, contract employee, then he moved to the
Mhm.
permanent. But remaining 2% just coming and attending, going. So those guys are
But
still,
the person who got the job, he was already there in this field, SCM field.
no, ERP, EBS, he was there. EBS technical, that guy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So now he's pretty happy. He joined almost 6 months back. Now he said like
Hmm.
he's in support. So okay, sir. Now I'm still learning. I'm happy. I don't have any issues. If I get any kind
He's
of
also from
help,
technical background, like engineering. Huh?
no. He's actually SQL PL SQL guy. Engineering, whatever sir, doesn't matter. Engineering means you are feeling like we have a lot of technical knowledge. No,
No, no, no. I
never.
mean to say, people who are looking for this job, mostly they might be looking for the engineering
No,
candidates, right?
no,
Like
no,
engineering.
no, 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 no. That was earlier, long ago. Nowadays,
Okay.
no matter where you just have some qualification with first class. I mean, some companies, but most that also they have removed now. They want
Okay.
subject. Suppose you are working in the Oracle you have a subject or not. These and all
Hmm.
nowadays nobody is thinking.
Hmm.
Okay, but few days it will be tough because once we get
Yeah,
a project,
definitely, sir, definitely. Yeah.
pakka you have to understand that these will be there, but remaining as soon as once you are okay with that, then it is not a problem. Okay. Now COA is over, accounting calendar, accounting, everything is done. Then after that, whether the ledger is working on and how we are going to verify. So that I'll take one POC kind of thing I am preparing. I'll show to you once.
Okay.
Okay. So now not required. Again, if you go, it will be, prolong. Then we cannot finish our things. Okay.
Okay.
Now account primary ledger is over. Next, legal entity. Legal entity, what and all mandatory we have. So let me copy this. So mandatory is legal address. Legal address. So how we are going to prepare the legal address? Through manage locations only, but it will show a little bit different screen, but actually the screen is the manage locations. So we'll show how to do that. Go here, legal structure, manage legal entity. So here the selecting scope. So since we are creating new, we have to select as create new. Apply and go task. Click on plus. Okay, so legal identifier, it is the text box, name, country, in which country you are doing, and this is important, legal address. So we have to define your legal address. Because remaining and all, it is text boxes. So they will give the TIN number, legal reporting unit registration number, entity number, everything you have to enter. And here, what is the payroll means? See, yesterday we have seen manage users, right? When you are
Yeah.
doing the manage users, we have observed legal entity and business unit. Okay, so when you select the checkbox of legal employer and payroll statutory unit, then this legal entity will appear while creating the users. Getting my point? Once you are not check the checkbox, what system will do is in the manage users, when you are creating the new user, this legal entity won't appear.
No, correct. But this will create only after I mean, the first business name, right?
No, no, no. Before business name, correct.
And then now will we come here because we are coming after this. I mean, primary ledger, then later legal entity, right?
Correct. No, no. I am telling manage users, not manage BU. Yesterday
Okay.
we created users, right?
Okay. Okay.
In the users, while creating user, system ask this user we are going to keep in which legal entity and which BU.
Okay. Mhm.
So when this particular legal entity will appear in the drop down is when you select this as a legal employer, the
Okay.
checkbox, and payroll statute unit. So legal entity means nothing, sir. Legally, it is binded with the government organization,
No,
whichever
no, got
government.
it. But I'm thinking about the navigation part or something. How before or after? That's what. No, I'm aware of what is legal entity and those things.
Okay. What do you want now? Navigation means what navigation?
No, you told here if when we click this legal employer or payroll
Uh,
statutory unit, right?
uh,
So you mean to say when we create their, business unit, this automatically picks whatever is picked here. I mean, checked, right?
no, business, not business unit, manage users.
Manage users. Okay.
Okay. So you want, I'll show. I'll create
No,
one.
it's okay, sir. No problem. Okay.
So legal address, how to create the legal address? So we have a separate screen called as manage legal address. Go to legal structure, legal address. So you select your country name and then provide the address. So this address will append to the legal entity. So that's all how to create the legal. Then next, business unit. How to make business unit BU. So go to organization structure, here all tasks, manage BUs. So if the tasks are not showing, then go to procurement, organization structure. So here it will show manage BU, assignment of business unit set, business unit functions, and we have one more thing. What it is? Manage business unit. So I'll write it down. What and all we have here is BU. So first task is manage business unit. So just creation this is. After creation, we need to define what business unit will do. So how to define using assign business unit functions. Next, what is next? Next is this one. Manage business unit set assignment. Manage business unit set assignment. Next, next is this one. Manage service provider relationship. Manage service provider relationships. Okay. So what is the each purpose is this manage business unit just for creation. So during creation, what is mandatory here? Mandatory is data reference set. Data reference set. So what is data reference set? See, again here depends upon the company. For example, under your legal entity, we have a 4 BUs. Okay. All 4 BUs, your company is saying the objects, whatever objects means the fields. So that fields, how it will generate based on the business functions. Suppose if you are checking the checkbox of requisition, what system will do is requisition related objects will be displayed in the pages. Objects means the what objects, are you getting objects? What is the object? So this is the one
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
object in the page. This is one of the object. This is the one of the object.
correct.
Some objects will be drop down, LOVs, and text box like that. Those are all objects. So the object creation, we are not creating anything. Creation is handled or controlled by business functions. When you are checking the business function checkbox, automatically system will pull for requisition what and all objects are required. It has system will pull. After that, suppose in your PR we have a 3 fields. Example, one is something like careers, some payment terms, not in PR, PO. Careers, payment terms, something like payment terms, careers, and we have a FOB. What is FOB? You know, right? Hello.
Hello, yeah.
What is FOB?
I mean, freight and right?
Uh, freight and
Freight charges.
freight charges.
F&B, right? FOB or
FOB.
F&B?
FOB. FOB means the charges who will pay when you are shipping the goods. Suppose based on FOB, FOB Incoterms,
Yeah,
free on board. Here, here they will decide. Suppose, okay, we have a terms and conditions here. So what are the terms and conditions is, for example, supplier will be supplying what do you call goods. Okay, based on this Incoterms, they will decide who will pay the carrier charges, when they will pay. I mean, supplier will pay, or receiver will pay, or charges will be added to the procurement. I mean, during invoice. So these Incoterms, which will be which you'll be selecting while creating PO.
Okay.
Okay. So free on board, this is the rule, this is restricted to transport by sea, or some of the things are there, it is fine. So now we have a three. These all three having same data. Means FOBs, whatever FOBs which you have, the same data I can use in the 4 BUs. So what we are going to do is, we are going to create data reference set as common set. This common set we are going to link using manage business unit set assignment. So once you link, what system will do is, for all these whatever objects which you have, if they are maintaining same common data, that common data automatically apply for all 4 BUs. So when you select the BU India, when you open the payment terms, we can get the data. Similarly, when you open the US, we can get same data. If it is same data, we have to use the common set. If it is different data, what you need to do, we have to create your own data sets, own data reference set. That data reference set we need to map with the objects. So I'll show that one. Now this is the manage business unit set assignment. Next, service provider relationship. So what is the purpose of this service provider relationship is, so in some companies they are going to use the central procurement hub. Okay, so what they want, what their plan is, see, requisitions they will keep in across the globe. Either requisitions will be allowed from India, China, Japan, Germany, all those things. But procurement activities they want to do from central unit, means US. So US only will decide all procurement, like they will talk to the supplier, and all kind of procurement related things will happen in the central unit. Okay, but requisitions they will get it from US, UK, India, Japan, all those things. Okay, so if you have such a kind of service provider, I mean such a kind of scenario, then how we are going to build is using managed service provider relationship. So I'll show a little bit diagram here so that you will get some idea, because this is some companies will make, some companies won't make. So here I will make one BUS is the central procurement BU. So how I need to do, how I'll make is BU IN, BU Japan, BU CH China, and BU something Thailand. Okay, so they will make relationship like this. So first we need, second, we cannot measure, we cannot match. Okay, we'll reduce the place size. Okay, so here what I'm trying to say is this BU. Okay, so these things I'll make different color. Okay, and we are maintaining relationship, meaning like this. So each BU, it will be connected to this one. So this connection is nothing but these are requisition BUs. These are only requisition only, it will be happening in these BUs. Getting my point?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean branches, right?
Recreation activities. Recreation activities. Only they can do the recreations here.
Okay.
And common procurement they will do always from the central unit. If you have such a kind of scenario, how we are going to make a relationship is using the managed service provider relationship. Okay. So these are the four configuration tasks will be used to create your BU. So we'll show that one. Manage BU, it is directly if you go there. So click on place. So default set I said, right? This is mandatory. Remaining manager location is optional. If you want, you can enter that manager in the manage users and then bring and append here, and location you can create from manage location. Then after defining assign business unit. So here we are defining the functions. Select and add. So you select any BU, save and close. So here, why we are telling legal entity primary ledger is first, because in this area, this ledger default ledger and primary ledger and legal entity is important. So here, for example,
No, these
now
are all fine. Okay, I understand like what we are doing, but how to after doing all this one, do we need to check whether it's correctly or not, or do we have a separate task that for based
no
on
no
the
no.
list of the processing
After
check?
after doing this,
Hmm.
next further setup says configure procurement BU requisition BU. After once you finish that, then using that configuration requisition BU, we can do some of the transactions, PRs,
Hmm.
POs, all those things. First, we are creating the BU assignment, and then set assignment, everything is over. Inventory is over, sub inventory is over, locator over. Then whatever BU you should define, for that BU, you have to start the procurement things. First,
Hmm.
configure equation BU, procurement BU, and then what is required. These two are required, and then numbering. So after doing that, configure procurement BU, equation BU, those things we are going to assign to the user using the job rules. So after assignment is done, then we can verify whether our BU is really working or not. So that we can verify through the creation of PRs. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is what my I as I told right yesterday also, you prepare one org structure, then go to procurement all BR100, try to execute one by one. After once you have done that, then you can go and verify through the configuration whether it is really working or not. So
Okay,
once you are done, that is the project. That's all.
okay.
Nothing more than that. Okay.
Yeah,
So this is the creation of BU, assignment of BU, then service provider. See, this is the service provider. What I said is, so you must have the because why it is showing here is because for Australia BU I have not selected anything, any business functions.
okay.
So just to change the scope. So here what we need to what is our agenda? Whatever BU which you are selecting, that BU as a procurement BU. Under that procurement BU, for example, we have a 4 recreation BUs that you want to map, then you can map that recreation BU using plus icon in the system. So I'll show that one because earlier also I did not show that one. So let me quickly create that so that you will get idea. Okay, so we'll create some 4. Okay, so central BU1, this is central procurement BU. Okay, so location set, I'm selecting common set, common set. Common set, remaining and all optional. Just save, save and close. Okay, similarly, I'll make 3 equation BUs. REQ equations. So usually it should not be like this, but for understanding purpose, I'm giving like that. Equation BU1 or BU1, BU2. Search common. So I'll make it as BU1. Save. Save and close. Manage BU. Click on plus. Equation BU2 common. Save. That's it. Save. Okay. Save and close. Next 3. Click on plus. Equation BU3. Okay. This is also common. Just save. Okay, save and close. So equation, BU's creation is done. Now I need to assign the functions. So go to scope, select and add, apply and go task. So what is the one? Central. Click on search. Okay. So this one I have to select. I need to define functions. So what functions it will do? It will do payment, payable payments, invoices, and procurement contracts, all procurement things. Okay. Procurement contract, and then payables, invoice, and material management. Material management not required, only procurement. Payables, invoice, payment, procurement, and procurement contract management. And receiving, okay, receiving not required. If you want, you can select, not a problem. So I'm selecting only these procurement things. Now
And
system,
requisitioning,
huh?
below receiving, requisitioning.
No, requisition it won't do here.
Uh-huh.
Requisitions will do in the requisition BUs. So
Okay,
this
okay.
this one only meant for procurement activities. So that is what, like, I need to build a relationship between them. So now here I'll give US primary ledger. US. This is US primary ledger. See, it is default legal entity, how it is coming. Ledger and legal entity, we are interlinked. So I forgot to tell that one. I'll let you know. Okay, now functions are over. Business unit set functions. So we have any save and close. Next, what is next? Next one is requisition BU1. REQ BU. So these logic some people will use, some companies they may not use. So here only requisitions and material management for item. That's all I'm doing. So this BU is belongs to some China below legality. 7 close. Similarly, select and add REQ. So this is also requisition and material management. So China over something like Australia. 7 close. Next, scope, select and add, apply and go task, REQ, search, third one. So requisitions and then material management. So this is something Germany, France or Germany, 7 close. Okay, now assignment is done. So business set assignment, if we go, so since we have selected common set, so that will be applied for all reference data objects. So these reference data objects came from where? Based on the business functions. Okay. So this is no need to verify because we are using common set. So it is automatically system will pull common set for all. Now this is the one service provider. So what we need to do here? First we need to select central scope is central procurement BU. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought like internet sometimes it will go right. So that is what I am just
Okay.
central BU.
I'm at home, right? Sometimes I'll mute it because this background noise will record it because kids
Correct.
are there.
Hmm. See now procurement service providers and payable payment service provider both are providing by that. Okay. Now select the process payable invoice. Okay. Select a business unit that process requisitions and supplied information. Okay, here we need to select. We can add one or more. Okay, so just click on place. So we need to bring one by one. So why it is not coming is because procurement service provider. This is good. Outsourcing policy only allow. No, not here. I guess. Uh, uh, you need to select requisition BU and then their procurement activities will be taken care by the central BU. Okay, let me check. So first we need to select one by one requisition BU. So since it is the only requisitions, so procurement services who is providing? It is providing by the central BU. So like that they will provide the relationships. We don't have any option to make one shot all those things, but we need to select one by one here. So now requisition BU1 is over. Then we need to select requisition BU So how we need to verify this one is we need to make it out what configure equation BU procurement BU. Then if you create the PR PO, we'll come to know what exactly is happening. So this logic we'll see till end, like not now, we'll see one day. So like that, you got my point, right? The procurement service providing is by the central unit and all
Yeah.
requisitions are only for requisitions. Okay, so like that you can build a relation using the service provider. So this question are already so many times people saw asked, and
Hmm.
even if you go to your what do you call certification, this question will be there. This question is there.
Okay.
I think whether you have seen, you are preparing, right? Questionnaires.
Yeah, yeah. Preparing, sir.
So I think this one is there. I don't know whether it has been striked or not.
Yeah,
Mine.
yeah. Just try it out. Yeah, there are some business unit, something is there. Yeah.
Hmm, okay. Now next is inventory. Inventory. So inventory is under the umbrella of BU. So BU, why BU required? Again here, pre-setups or prerequisites. Pre-setups. So what is required here? If you want to create inventory, ledger, legal entity, and BU and location. So once you have this, you can create the inventory. So to that. So I'll show that just navigations where it will be there. Go to procurement, inventory. Okay, here it is not there. Go to manufacturing and supply, mm, inventory management. So in the inventory management, manage inventory organizations. Manage. So these and all inventory management related tasks. But since we are talking about org structure, we are not touching
Okay.
other things. So here also not there. Go to item management, product.
Yeah, manage legal entities, sir.
Inventory.
Okay.
Okay. So I forgot to tell one more mandatory step. Mandatory step is item arc and schedule operations. So these and all mandatory. You want to create your lecture. Okay. So I'll show. See, click on plus. So name and organization text box, legal entity. So based on the BU, system will pull primary and legal entity and location address. So here we can find 1, 2, ledger will automatically come 1, 2, 3, 4, and remaining things will be where it is. Just search. So existing one, edit. In the next page, go to next. See item master organization and then schedule. So these are the mandatory things. Okay, so once you have, you can create your inventory. So inventories are two types. One is internal and external. What in by internal? So internal will be used to sometimes you can make a manufacturing, or you can use that inventory organization for storage, or sometimes they can use for doing the inspection, not inspection, either manufacturing and storage, warehouse operations. So not for storage, only specific to storage. So internal operations, receipts, shipments, and no, uh, 1 minute counts. So all kind of operation you can do. So here, if it is internal means it is manufacturing. See the how it will they will decide this inventory organization will perform manufacturing is if you go to lot serial control here we have an option not here item sourcing details organization what is the type if this is the organization then organization means it is the manufacturing organization okay
Okay.
if the type is supplier then what is that it is for just for receiving the goods will receive the goods and then that goods will provide for manufacturing plant like for manufacturing of the FZ finished goods. If the item source is supplier, then this is the just for receiving it, and then this unit acts as the one of the uh, what you call one of the inventory for manufacturing of manufacturing unit. So like the warehouse operations. Okay, so it decided based on the source. Item source is coming from where? It is coming from supplier or it is coming from organization. Okay, so this is inventory. Then sub inventory. So sub inventory means again it is the one of the logical unit under the inventory. Suppose if you want to receive the receive the goods into inventory organization, you have to have at least one sub inventory has to be created. Once you don't have sub inventory creation, then you cannot receive the goods into your inventory. So we are going to do that. What is the task name is manage sub inventories and locators. It is, we'll write it down here, manage sub inventory. Not there. I think here it is not there. Manufacturing and supply it is there, I guess. Manage sub inventory. Okay. So this is the place. While creating sub inventory, system will ask organization. Organization means inventory organization. So take this and create your sub inventory. Sub inventory types are two types. One is storage and receiving. Receiving means when you are getting any goods from the supplier, first it will come to one sub inventory receiving. Then after doing inspection, that sub inventory material will be transferred to the storage. And last one is locator. So locator also it is a KFF, key flex field. So how to do that? Same kind of COA we have seen, right? Similar kind of thing. So where you need to go, manufacturing and supply, inventory management, manage inventory locator key flex field. So before that, we have to create your value sets. So what are the value sets? See, if you go to any gold shops or any shops, they're maintaining row rack bin concept. Why means? Because to utilize the space effective way and to make a stores very attractive, they're going to use the some racks, correct? Space utilization also there, and also it will be attractive, and moreover under under same place we can keep more amount of quantity, more amount of units, correct? So that particular thing we can do using the key flex field. manage inventory value sets is nothing but whatever how many value sets means row rack bin. So these are the three value sets. Sometimes in companies they will make maybe 4 5 6, that many, I mean which how many they want, they can create that many value sets. So what is the module name here? Inventory management. So click on search. Okay, click on search and then click on plus. So give the value sets one by one, one by one. Then after creation of value sets, values, oh, value set code came, huh? Okay, fine. So they are not define anything here. So if you go here, it will show how to define same thing. What we have observed in the COA, same kind of thing we can do. Module, all those things. So after creation, then next one is key flex field. Inventory locator, key flex field. So same structure instance and deploy. So structure, what we are doing, we are creating the segments. Search for segments, something is there. Click on here. See, these are the aisle, row, rack, bin. These are the segments. For the each segment, again we are connecting to value sets. For the segment, we are going to define the values. Okay. So that way we can define your locator. So this is the complete org structure, interview questions as well as prerequisites. So any questions are in this?
No, sir.
Okay. See here, 10th question is under one primary ledger, how many legal entities we can create? We can create one ledger, one legal entity. Under one legal entity, how many BUs? Multiple. Under one BU, how many inventories? Multiple. That's all. Next, what if data access will not provide it to user, only provide job roles? You cannot do any kind of operations on any unit. For example, we have a India, Thailand and Japan BU. Okay, the person, the user has got only job roles, procurement job roles, but you don't get data access. Once you won't get data access, you cannot do any operations. Okay. And what is the difference between data role, job role, duty role and abstracts? So data role means it is nothing but data access. Job role means preparer, requester, advanced procurement requester, contract manager, contract administrator. Those are the job roles. Job role signification is it will tell what kind of job it will perform. Data access is whether we are going to give BUs, inventory, interorganization, cost organization, all those things which are part of data access. What is duty role? Data access plus job role is nothing but duty role. Means it will tell to the user this is the duty you have to perform on this specific org. And next one is what is abstract? Abstract is nothing but these abstract roles are seeded roles, and abstract role will be decided based on the person type.
Person type means like BU or BU
No, no,
type.
person type. How many person types we have? We have two person types, right? One is contract
Okay,
employee.
implementation and end user. Huh?
Person type is contract employer and permanent
Oh,
employee.
okay, okay. Persons. Okay.
Person type. Okay. Next, what are the common setups for procurement module? So first we need to make it out all org, and then whatever BR100 is there, no, those and all again part of procurement module. Configure procurement BU, requisition BU, and then payment terms. Okay, buyer assignment, approvals. So these and all part of procurement module. So we'll list it out some of the things. I think we have already, right? So you want to list it out again?
No, that's fine, sir. Recorded is there. I'll take it.
Hmm. Next, what is the purpose of procurement agent? So I'll show this one where we need to do. The purpose of procurement agent is to view other users created documents. Documents means PRs, POs, BPAs, CPAs, negotiation documents, all those things which are created by others. I wanted to see, because I'm a manager, I wanted to view that. Then we should have a procurement agent access,
I mean, it is like a visible access, right?
visible access. Even we have visible we can give, and even update all full access also we can give.
No, what I meant to say it is for procurement agent. So it's a, similar to visible access, right?
Correct, correct. But in the system, we have an option to even give the full access as well.
Right.
So when here I selected that edit Brown. Okay, this agent will be allowed for this BU. So this is the access. Using managed equations, he can view all equations created for this Australia. So here access will be defined, whether it is view, full, none.
Okay.
Okay, so like that, negotiations, agreements, audits, sourcing, suppliers, everything will be there. All components of procurement will be handled. I mean, uh, configured under the procurement agent.
Right.
Next, what are the options provided by Oracle to create purchase equations? What are the types? So we have how many types? NCR, non-catalog request. Okay, so create PR through item, create PR through local catalog, create PR through punch out, create PR through smart farm, and is there any other things? Create PR through shopping list as well. So these are the various options we are used to create the PR. NCR means non-catalog request. Next, what could be the difference between internal equation and external equations? So whatever we discuss, like so far in the classes, those are external requisitions. Means the employee will be requesting he wanted to buy mobile. I mean, if it is a manufacturing company, there may be some raw components will be there. But or else, if it is indirect procurement, they will buy their own office supplies. Maybe mobile, maybe computer, maybe desk, or maybe printer. So like that, they are going to request through PR screen. Those are external requisitions. Internal requisitions means inventories. Suppose we have inventory A and B. 1 second, somebody is being. Okay, inventory A and B. So B required some data item, because B doesn't have that item, but A having some maybe excess, or maybe that particular item does not have any demand in the A. So what we need to do, this B will raise the requisition, that is called as internal requisition. So once you raise that, so internally it will create the PO, and internally it will send the goods to B. That is IR ISO concept. IR ISO, internal requisition, internal sales order. So you're getting my point. So we have a AB. Yes. AB. Okay. These are two inventories. So listen carefully this one. So just I'm telling inventory arcs. Okay. So A is the who? Supplier. B is the buyer. Okay. So for A, suppose he got a request from B. So is what in his A point of view, what is that one? In A point of view, what is the document name? It is the sales order. Okay. In B point of view, what is the document name? It is
Purchase.
purchase order. So that request will goes to A, then they will internal request. Then what they will do? They will make a PO. I mean internal sales, internal. I mean buyer, right? Purchasing side. We get a request and we will create the uh,
Purchase requisition.
purchase requisition and PO. Then after that we receive the goods. So internal sales order means from his point of view it is the sales only, right? So once the
Yeah,
goods
yeah.
move from A to B, then in B point of it is the procurement. So both are correlated. That is what they used to call as internal requisition and internal sales order. Okay. Next, what are the types of receipt routing? So we have
Yeah, two-way, three-way, and four-way, right?
no. Direct, standard, and inspection. So what by direct? If the receipt routing is direct, directly the material will come into stores location, not stores location. If it is standard, so first material will come and they will do some check and they will transfer to the location. And inspection means again it will come and they will do inspect. But here just after receiving that, some using some other screen, they will store it. I mean they will send to another location. But in this inspection, we have two transactions. One is after receiving, they will do quality check, and out of quality check, whichever it is good, that that goods will be sent to the location. Remaining goods they will return to supplier. So how we are going to do that? I'll show quickly. So what is required for inventory management? Inventory management, supply chain, inventory management. So there may be a chance, I mean, some people's, if they want really test, they will ask what screens we are using for direct, standard, and inspection. Okay, if it is direct, receives expected shipments. Using that, we can get the data into your location. Either if it is sub inventory location, directly it will come. If it is standard, you have to do first transaction from here. Then next is using put away receipts. We can push into your location, final location where you want to store the things. Next, if it is inspection, first you do this one, then inspect receipts, then put away receipts. Okay. If you have any returns, they can do through return receipts. Next, what is the purpose of KFF? You know that. And what are the approval types and difference between first responder and consensus in parallel routing? I think during SOMO discussion we were discussing, right? So tell me what is the answer for this?
Sorry.
No, during SOMO, like mock test, we were discussing, right? Approval types.
Yeah.
Hmm? Hello?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, one second. Yeah, it is.
Approval type, sir.
Yeah, you told me, sir. I remember that I somehow we discussed. I forgot, sir.
Forget. Oh my God. See, two types, right? Serial and parallel.
Correct, sir. Correct.
What is serial?
Serial means it is. You mentioned me that if it is in the same hierarchy. Okay, if it is A, B, C. Okay, if you want to add outside approver, that is something parallel approver.
No, no, no. If it is serial means, so the document will move from first your manager, first reporting manager. Then
Yeah.
it will go to senior manager. Then it will go to VP. I mean director.
Yeah.
Then it will go to VP. So that is called as serial. The
Okay.
document will be moving in a linear form, linear fashion.
Okay.
Okay. And based on the value, the document will move from one person to another person. Suppose we have a people. First person rejected. Then what is the status of document? It won't.
Rejected.
It won't go to second person. It will reject.
Correct.
Okay. Next is parallel. Parallel means system automatically send a document for 4 members same time. But
Oh,
again,
okay.
how it will decide whether document has been approved or not? They will decide based on two sub options. One is first responder win and consensus. First responder win means out of 4, one person has approved, then it won't bother about remaining third 3 persons response. System automatically send the document into approved state. Next one is consensus. Consensus means out of 4 people, 4 people has to acknowledge. Then only system will decide what is the status of document. That is consensus.
Okay.
Next, what is the purpose of BPM? Business process management. Business process management will be the tool, is the middleware tool which is used to do some customization for approvals and notifications, email notifications, and there are a lot. Actually, whatever PR, I'll show that one where it is. So go to here, go to notifications, not here, sorry. I mean, this doesn't have access. Yes, go here, show, okay, show all. Okay, even this guy also doesn't have access. So we should have separate job role for that. So once you
Yeah.
have the job role, then that work list will come. Okay. Go to work list here. Work list, yeah. Yeah, now see BPM work list. This particular thing will handle all approvals documents, whatever documents which are raised. So all document information will appear here. Initial tasks, what are the administrative tasks. So my task will be showing 0. If any tasks are pending, system will show the document number and what is the status of the task. And along with, even you can go, if you go to preferences, means delegation. Suppose one of the person has been went to leave. Okay. So if you make a one rule, delegation rule, what system will do is, if the person is the approver, then moment once the document will come to that guy, system based on the rule, system will push to another person. That is called as delegation. So how to do that? Go to preferences. So my rule, for example, I want to delegate. What I need to do? So select, click on plus, select this, click on plus, use rule, execute my rule between, for example, today 11th, right? 11th to 2. Okay. So I'm going vacation. Just 17. So here task. So all tasks are any matching conditions. I mean, if you have any specific matching conditions, you can do it, or for all tasks. So I'm selecting all tasks. See here, delegate to. What in my delegation is, when I am in the leave, when any approval will come into me, system automatically trigger to some other person based on this rule.
Reassign to?
See, reassign to also similar, but exact difference between delegation to reassign is, suppose delegation to means it will go to that person. Suppose, for example, I delegate it to you. Okay, so it will go to you only. If it is reassign means it will go to you, and the same time your reporting manager also has to approve. Means once you approve, then if it option is reassigned, then again the document will goes to your reporting manager. That is reassigned to. Delegate means only single user. Okay, so like the delegation rule you can write, and if you go to administration, we have a lot: email approvals, email notifications, and bell icon notifications. All these kind of activities where we are going to do is, which middleware tool support is BPM, business process management tool. Okay, I think after finishing we'll stop. So middleware, what is APM? Authorization Policy Manager. This is also middleware tool. This will support for configuration screens. Whatever modules which you have, all configurations will be handled by Authorization Policy Manager. Okay, I think this one, ad hoc approver.
Yeah.
Okay, and next, what are the types of sourcing options supported by Oracle Fusion? Sourcing means negotiations. What are the types? We have a three types: RFI, request for information, request for quotation, and another one is uh, what is that? Bidding. So one is RFI, RFQ, and bidding. These are the three sourcing options supported by Oracle Fusion. Out of these three, most of the companies using the RFQ. So what is the difference between RFI and RFQ is, request for information, it doesn't have any cost information, means it is not handle any financial related stuff. So when you are creating the request information sourcing, what we are going to get is, we are going to get the information belongs to item. For example, I am buying laptop. Okay, so I'm buying laptop. So for that laptop, if I raise the RFI, I'm going to get a information, means what is the laptop RAM, okay, and CPU, and internal what you call hard disk, okay, what is the RAM, and then what are the information only it will provide. It will give the only information of your product what we are buying. If it is RFQ, it will give both financial aspect as well as the product information. That is the key difference between RFI and RFQ. And bidding, general government companies will follow the bidding. Suppose if they want to give any building for contract, what they will do? They will they will start the bidding. Bidding means they will get responses from various suppliers. Then they will start bidding. Finally, they will analyze. We are going to give this particular contract to so and so person. That is called as bidding. Okay. Now, what is the exact difference between flex fields? How many flex fields we have? So how many flex fields we have? Three fields. KFF, DFF, and EFF. KFF, DFF is
Yeah.
descriptive flex field, and EFF is extensive flex field. DFFs are used to bring new objects, any text box, drop downs, list box. In the transaction screens, they're going to use the descriptive flex field or extensive flex fields. Okay. And next one is what are the types of POs? So we have a standard PO, we have a PO with agreement, we have a consignment order, we have a outsourcing PO. So these, I think we have seen the standard POs. Standard POs means what? The
I
POs
mean,
which were
now,
POs which were created from the PR.
but I saw something different name for the different type of PO. Standard PO, blanket PO, contract PO, and one more is planned PO.
Consignment PO.
Okay.
Planned PO or outsourcing. There is no planned PO.
Okay.
Standard PO means the POs are created through purchase requisition. IPN through purchase requisition. So next BPA, blanket PO means we have an agreement, BPA agreement. On top of that, we are creating PO. Contract, and this another one, contract purchase PO. That is also CPA. We have agreement. On top of that, we'll create the PO. Next one is consignment. What do you mean by consignment? Consignment means supplier will store complete inventory into our premises. So, for example, he stored some 1,000 goods in my premises. Out of 1,000 goods, every week, I mean every day or every week, depends upon my demand. I will use some 10 items. So today I use 10 items. So for those 10 items only, we'll pay the billing. We'll pay the invoice to him. We'll pay the payment to him. That is called as consignment inventory. Consignment PO. Okay, outsourcing PO means what? In the manufacturing side, it will come. So in the manufacturing, we have one routing operations. You are aware something like manufacturing?
No, no, sir. Manufacturing, no.
Hmm, that's fine. Okay, I mean, why we need to. Okay, I'll just give the explanation here. See, routing operations means the operations which are performed under your work center. Work center means, for example, you have a manufacturing of mobile. Okay, so in manufacturing of mobile, we have a lot of stages. Okay, each stage will perform under one place. That we call it as work center. Okay, so first it will perform some operation, maybe on bread on the we have a some board, right, internal. First it will start that one, next some operation, next some operation they will do. So outsourcing PO when it will come is when there is no work center is present in a manufacturing plant, then that time they're going to give that particular operation to outside third party. Okay, so third party, so when once that operation has triggered in the work order, so system automatically send that material to the third party people. So third party people, what they will do, they will do that operation, and they are ready to send back that particular semi-finished good to our plant. So that time they are going to use how to procure that one is through outsourcing PO. So we send that, we want to receive back the I mean we are going to receive it through the outsourcing PO order. You understand something or?
Yeah, little bit. Yeah, fine. That's fine.
Next, type matching levels, two-way, three-way,
Yeah,
four-way.
yeah.
Okay, so
But
these
where this matching level will be configured in procurement?
document line types. So when
Okay.
you go, I'll show that one now. 5 minutes one. And setup and maintenance. procurement foundation, manage purchasing line types. Okay, here matching levels. If it is service based, it is two-way. If it is quantity based, which are three-way, four-way. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all. These are the questions, and I'll upload this particular session into your folder only. Even yesterday
Okay.
also I uploaded into your folder because
Okay.
that guy is not showing any interest. So why I need to disturb you? Okay. Okay, sir. Right.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the time you have given for these questions.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I mean tomorrow, I don't think so. Monday will start. So we'll
Okay.
start like module wise some of the questions.
Yeah, that is on Monday, right?
Monday.
We'll start like like that BRD. If you show me something about that
Yeah, yeah,
BRD, how
BRD,
to start.
correct.
So that
Okay,
will be useful. So that will be for me hands-on how what are the things where and what.
okay, sure, right. Okay,
Okay.
sir. Bye.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you. Bye. I'll upload this one once it is downloaded. I'll upload it. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Great.
Bye.